I am presenting the award for the most unique teacher to Mrs. Myers. Mrs. Myers is so much different than your average teacher. She is one of the most interesting personalities you'll ever see. Instead of making us sit and do work when we are tired, Mrs. Myers has told us to run up and down the hallways. I'll just say that didn't end well. Instead of going by the books, Mrs. Myers will make up a project for almost everything we learn. She also has made all of us laugh a countless amount of times. Mrs. Myers has done many weird and funny things. Here are just some of them. Mrs. Myers always has either coffee or tea with her, until it spills everywhere. This whole carpet has probably been double coated with Mrs. Myers' teas and coffees. Another funny thing Mrs. Myers has done is when Wallace Broker wrote me saying that he would have a phone interview, she was more excited than me. She wrote me 2 emails, the first saying how excited she was, and the second was apologizing, saying she was too excited in the first email. Something else Mrs. Myers does often is she will be teaching us a section in a book and will randomly burst out with, "Do you want to hear a story?" Another humorous thing Mrs. Myers has done is how she got that structure. So our class petitioned Mrs. Breyer for a while. We also made a parody and snuck onto the stage and performed it on the structure. But that's not what did it. Mrs. Myers walked up to Miss Fox Tully one day and just asked, "Do you have time for shenanigans?" That's how we actually got the structure. One thing about this room that we're in right now is we have discovered the harmless threats in 207. Just a couple are getting electrocuted, getting hit by the arrow, and the Tinkerbell table, a death trap waiting to collapse at any moment. So those are just some of the funny things Mrs. Myers has done. All these things have aged with great memories in our class and make Mrs. Myers an even better teacher. Thank you, Mrs. Myers, and that is why you deserve the award for the most unique teacher.